Hey guys.
Hello.
This episode starting a little different.
Yeah, we're at a table. We're professional today.
A bit profesh.
Because why?
This episode is sponsored by the government of St. Martin, the Division of
Labor Affairs
and Social Services, regarding the career fair in Amsterdam Rai on the 22nd and 23rd of March.
Yes.
That's actually this week.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
So pull up. We will be there too on the Saturday.
We're going to be there on the Saturday.
And if you're wondering why would I go to this, it's really an opportunity for you to see what you could do for your island. We did a poll and a lot of you said, you know, you're on the fence or you're just not sure. And this could give you some clarity of like, okay, what can I do when I go to the island? Mm-hmm. What is there for me in St. Martin? Because some of us want to move, but we just don't know what we move into. So yeah, pull up and then you can kind of get the information you need and also from this interview.
Yeah, so the next part of the interview or this episode will be an interview where they will be here to answer your questions and our questions basically. Yep. And you can also find them at the career fair this week. But after that,
yes,
after the interview, we'll go back to the regular scheduled.
Yes, we will have our Would You Rathers and we'll also have a Russian roulette to kind of build off the questions we have here already. So we'll talk about career and really get into the nitty gritty of what success is and just give y'all the OG BTB.
Yeah.
On the ones and trees.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We're here now for the interview.
Yes, welcome.
The lovely Division of
Labor and Affairs.
Labor Affairs and Social Services.
Yeah. We was tongue-tied saying the name, by the way. Before we was like, how we gonna do this? But y'all have it on your shirt. So that definitely helps.
Thank you. That helps.
But yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for
problem.
having us.
We asked you how the journey was.
And we told you.
Yeah. It was long. But yeah.
Very.
Well, you're here for a reason. Mm-hmm. What would you say is the most important reason that you're here for?
Tell the people.
Go ahead, Mikey.
We're here for people.
Oh.
We're here to bring good value to them.
Okay.
For those who want it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what kind of value?
What does it entail?
Yeah.
Well, we're here to, first of all, let students and young professionals here in the Netherlands from St. Martin know that the National Employment Services Center exists. I think, you know, it's a new chapter for St. Martin in terms of having an agency like this to provide this particular service. This is the first time in the history of St. Martin that a job placement or anything of this particular agency has come to the Netherlands to engage with students and young professionals in terms of bringing the opportunities, the job opportunities from St. Martin to the career fair here in the Netherlands. So for us, it's a monumental occasion, and we're definitely happy to be here.
Okay. And for those of you that don't know, we said it just now, but just to remind you, there's a career fair on the 22nd and the 23rd of March. And if you have any doubts about what you could do moving home, this gives you the opportunity to just get more information. But what other benefits or anything you feel like people could take away from the fair?
Well, the fair in itself is a fair that is organized in the Netherlands. I'm not quite sure if it's on a yearly basis. I think it's a yearly basis. Yeah.
Yearly.
It's one of the largest career fair here in the Netherlands. And they have a section dedicated to working in the Caribbean, where you could get all of the job opportunities, not only on St. Martin, but also on Bonaire, Curaçao, and other Dutch Caribbean islands. Yeah, correct.
Same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a unique opportunity to market your skills and your competencies as a career developer, as a person who's seeking job opportunities. So beyond us being here, your attendance at the career fair is always excellent. It helps you to sharpen your skills. It helps you to take that feedback from the different persons, companies that are interviewing you, and to improve yourself as you go along. So for me, it's a win-win. Can't lose.
Yeah.
Should attend
Yeah.
type of session.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And are you working alone or is there any other companies that came along?
Well, there's quite a few companies that decided to partner with us for this initiative, and we're very thankful for them for participating in it. For example, Bright and Dental, we have Winair, we also have NEPA will be as well.
Also have Motor World,
Motor,
Sonesta, who else?
NRPB.
Finzo.
Yeah, that's a construction company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Martin Medical Center is coming
Yeah.
by themselves, as well as ETSIFE, which is a social insurance bank on St. Martin.
And the airport. They're company by themselves. too.
All of them are great employers, by the way.
So there's a lot of opportunity. So
A
in a
lot.
ballpark number, how much like opportunities would you say are available in terms of
On
vacancies?
our
and-
end, we have 50 plus vacancies.
And that's
On our
just on our end.
Yeah.
And to clarify, those vacancies are associate level and higher.
Okay.
So is we understand the Netherlands, the market here, and the educational level that our students who actually went away to study, what they're coming back with. And due to the fact that we know that entry level is easy to get on St. Martin, in some cases, that's why associate level and higher is where we decided to go with.
Okay. And say I'm a young professional and I want to move back. What tips would you give me before coming to this fair? Like, what should I be prepared to bring within myself, but also maybe a notebook, some pens?
Yeah. I wish someone, I was on this journey about 20-something years ago. Jesus, I sound old. Edit that out. Let me have a saving chance. But anyway, this was my journey about 2 decades ago, and I wish someone had pulled me aside then and told me, you have to work on your network. You cannot let it go. You have to work on it, enhance it, grow it. It's this thing that you have to nurture. And if you're really interested in coming back to St. Martin, it's even more so that you have to do that because you're not there physically anymore. So you have to really feed into this network and build it. And I think a lot of students neglect that part of it once they come to the Netherlands. Understandable. They're focused on studying. They're focused on maybe starting a life here as well. So it's not something that they necessarily pay attention to. Hot button persons from my generation came back, and you had prominent politicians telling them that you need to align yourself politically to get ahead in St. Martin. And it sounds like the craziest thing that you can hear, but it's not necessarily that they're telling them about the politics of St. Martin, but they're telling them and encouraging them to consider a network.
Okay.
All right.
I heard it. They say what your network is your net worth. So I remember that.
Okay. Well, we had a couple questions. I think one of the biggest things people struggle with in regards to going home is wondering if the opportunities back home. Sometimes if it's worth the move to go back home, of course, everybody have the different opinions on why they would want to go back home. But is there any questions or regarding that topic? Do you guys deal with that a lot or?
Well, on my end, as someone who registered job seekers, and I speak to them daily regarding why they want certain jobs. Now, in the case of someone who want to go back, come to St. Martin to work, I would say first is what your motivation. What motivates you? If you're a person who want to give back to your country, you know, contribute to the development of your country, that's a great thing that you're coming back home. Because if you don't come, who will?
Yeah.
If we don't do it, who will? Another thing too is, like I said, there's many factors. Could be family, So at the end of the day, we want to make it not just family or your desire, but the opportunities. I have a saying, they say, out of sight, out of mind. If they don't know what vacancies we have on the island, then it never come to mind, I want to come home to work. So by the National Employment Service and coming to the fair, not only to present those vacancies, but to network with students and young professionals, it create this visibility to those vacancies that they didn't know were there.
Yeah.
So it creates trust too between us and the job seekers as well, whether it's St. Martin or the students and young professionals in Holland too, because we're not just coming up to them and say, hey, come back to St. Martin, we got jobs. We actually have
presenting it to them.
Presenting over 50 jobs for them. So it's not to say like you come in empty-handed.
Yeah.
So.
And newsflash, we're not only presenting those vacancies, we're taking them through step for step through that hiring process from the beginning to the end. That's the partnership that we have with the companies that have given us this opportunity to present their vacancies on their behalf. So it's not only that we're saying, oh, we have a vacancy for general manager. No, if you apply and you're selected, we will work with the company to get you that interview. And if you're selected, based on your performance during that interview, we're working with the company to offer you that contract.
And would the interviews be done at the career fair, or is it more just noting down who comes and?
Eddie didn't even get to tell you all about the tools that we're bringing to the Netherlands, one of which is our job portal. So you can apply directly to the vacancy in that job portal, and then the companies will see it. They'll make a selection.
Yeah.
It's a standard process. And then we also have NESC Connect.
NESC Connect, yeah.
Tell them about NESC
Yes,
Connect.
NESC Connect is our WhatsApp service. We understand that the younger generation, they communicate via WhatsApp more than emails. So they'll be able to get in contact with us direct through our WhatsApp. And from there, they will see job listings. They would also see labor market news about St. Martin and they can ask any questions. Yeah. And from that point, we could know what they want. So we identify the needs. And then from our end, we could actually start the process of saying, okay, this is what you do, and how you can actually maneuver to actually find what you want on St. Martin and facilitate your coming back.
Haiti and I have very different views on going back home. We talk about it in the episode, but one thing about me is I'm from Sabre. Y'all know this. And a big thing I feel like I've been doing is contributing to my island from abroad. And I feel like a lot of people also don't know how to do that. So is there advice you could give people like me in a sense where it's like, okay, people might be lost now, not knowing how can I contribute? Are there opportunities for like remote working or just doing something online? What would you say to like those
Anyone
people?
wants to feel that?
Trying to gather my
It's a
thoughts,
bit of a
yeah.
tricky question because I feel like the Caribbean is still a bit.
Quickly regarding let's say working remotely. Let's use you for example.
Yeah.
You have this podcast, so a lot of people in St. Martin will see it. Another way to doing it as well is when it comes to promoting certain, for example, young professionals.
Yeah.
You know, using your platform to promote them in St. Martin, also in Holland. Another one is maybe open up another branch in St. Martin where the podcast is not just running here, but you're also training young professionals over there to do the same thing that you're doing in coalition with you, for example. So that's a way you could actually benefit St. Martin while you're not in St. Martin.
Yeah.
Because this is a hot button kind of environment, and it's been around for a while, but to see like St. Martiners and people from the Caribbean doing this, it's fresh, it's unique, and being able to share this with, you know, your counterparts, your peers as well, younger generation coming up behind you, maybe take it to another level. It's definitely a way to give back to the community if you're not there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think in any field you work in, I think a lot of people, as you say, don't do the networking or the research to find out what it is that they could do in regarding to education, healthcare, it doesn't matter what it is. I think you would just have to make the effort to see what you could do.
It starts with you too, because like not you, but in general you, because people think looking from the outside in, they feel like this whole setup or this whole the progress and how to produce a show is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and it's not.
You don't see what's going on behind the camera.
They don't know. They don't
I
know.
myself was amazed when I
When I walked over here, I watched the show because I didn't know it was like all this. You know? So
it's a lot.
And it's crazy how it developed because we used to just have a tripod with a phone. So I think also people have to remember
you gotta
that.
start somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
And I think that's a
messaging.
mentality that other young St. Martiners need. Like you gotta start somewhere. Like
Honestly.
a lot of, like I say us, because we are all St. Martiners. Even you.
Yeah, I
Like we have this mentality where I from here I gotta get this.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Like when I started working for labor and social, my first job was filing papers. You know, and I just walked my way up. You have to start somewhere. That's.
But I think
how it
it's
is.
also just the trend of social media thinking everybody just reach here tomorrow. And I think a lot of people see that as like the whole instant gratification of like, okay,
Correct.
if I want this, I need it now.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people on social media
They
They don't show
give
the
the ins
work.
and outs.
No,
They don't show the
exactly.
work.
Nor do they have
not
to.
to post the bad
Nor do they-
stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it's good to like remind, just even students studying now or people looking for jobs, you're gonna struggle. It's gonna be maybe you get a crumb, but later you get a slice and then you get a loaf. But it's kind of to remember that that's the process.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discussion about the digital market for the younger generation and younger job seekers, and that's something that at St. Martin we need to tap more into. Flex work is a hot button topic on St. Martin, how to make it happen. The areas that we could get it done in, working moms who, for example, have children and they can't maybe go out. What can they do from home
Exactly.
to still earn an income, etc. It's a hot button topic, but we haven't quite figured it out yet in terms of how to make it practical for St. Martin. But we'll get there.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
I feel like we started the entire the video saying what the vision, but would you be able to describe exactly what you guys do on a day-to-day they
so
base it
much.
on
I
that.
can't.
Each and every
It's
one.
a
Yeah,
lot.
but in a general sense, because I feel like we all know there's different divisions in the
Yeah.
government.
Yeah.
But like, what exactly would you guys say you do?
Well, the National Employment Services Center is a team within the Division of Labor Affairs and Social Services, but it's a lot of services. It's basically in the area of the labor market, employment, but also social aid, medical aid, legal aid, the social services side. This particular team is really into recruitment and placement and employability enhancement and organizing these type of sessions. It's very dynamic what we do. We host job fairs, recruitment drives. We're attending this one here in the Netherlands. So it's a lot of dynamic work that this team does. And a whole the division is unique because we cater to the subset of the community that needs the most assistance sometimes. So, you know, it's challenging work, but it's also can be very gratifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the main. Okay. Sorry.
Interest.
What do you do? What do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I shortened it for you.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And with the fair, in my head, I always say I have a utopia for stuff. What would be your utopia outcome of this career fair? Both from a
lot of smart
perspective
All the
of
vacancies get
A
filled.
lot of
Yeah.
Samaritan people, all of them get opportunities, unrealistic, of course.
Yeah.
In terms of, because we want, I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, all students should come back.
Yeah.
I think if you want to come back, then you need to know what the opportunities are. Let's start there. So for us, it would be like a lot of Samaritan young professionals just showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
And then seeing how we could really get them into those jobs if they want to come back.
And our Sabins also welcome.
Of course.
People you head out.
You in particular are welcome.
Yeah. I think that's why we should show up, you know, and just see what they have going on.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
I
for
encourage
sure.
everyone to just show up.
Yeah.
It's a big fair. It's an experience to have. You know, not just this year, but also the other years to come.
Yeah.
Show up, come and talk to us, see what we have available. Connect with us through NESC Connect. I didn't plug in the phone number. I'm plugging it in right now.
Yeah.
Plug.
Plug it in.
we'll have all
Plug
the
it.
names.
1721-523-6390. You could also reach us at apply.nesc@stmartingov.org. Send us any message regarding the labor market or any question you have. The same way you're asking us these questions, we welcome all questions.
And we'll
And
link
one thing
all
I
the
can say,
information.
a lot of people complain that government don't answer the phone, they don't answer emails. We do.
We gonna answer.
Yeah, we
You gonna answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the vibe at the table for also the people who want to go. 'Cause I know sometimes when I go to career fairs, I think, oh, I gotta be professional, But the vibe is really nice, so it's good for people to also be aware. Like when you go there, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yes,
Pull up,
definitely.
come with your best attitude, and just
Yeah, great
Attitude
first impression.
sells.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Any more info, like good information or
I
important?
do want to
information?
share a short story.
Okay. yeah. We like
Go ahead.
stories.
Well, that's basically how I connect with people mostly,
Yeah.
by telling them my experience.
Okay.
So for those of you who are actually listening at the moment, I moved back to St. Martin about 3 years ago. And when I moved back, like my section head said, if you don't have a network, it's going to be very challenging. And I didn't have a network. So I just moved back to St. Martin. It was challenging to find a job. However, I did end up finding a good job for St. Martin. So it can be scary. It can be traumatizing, but you have to take the action. If you really want to go back, this is why we are building this bridge. We are trying to find a bridge to bridge you and the companies together to make sure that you have the opportunity to be exposed to a number of different vacancies. And as a result of that, you'll have more confidence to be able to move back to St. Martin. Now, St. Martin is a beautiful place, guys. The Netherlands also is a very challenging labor market. The labor market for the Netherlands is also very challenging. St. Martin has its own perks and its own challenges or cons. The Netherlands has it as well.
Yep.
We're here, we're looking for persons like myself who always wanted to go back to St. Martin to at least minimize the brain drain challenges that we've been experiencing for the many years past. So we are encouraging you, we're asking you to please come to the job, the career fair, come to us, talk to us, connect with us on NESC Connect, and yeah, come have fun with us.
Somebody tell
All
them
right?
about the meet and greet. And Mackie, I have a question for you. That
Sure.
job that you found,
Yes.
please tell me it's with us.
Well, yes, guys, this is a job that I'm doing now, all right? So there are opportunities. I never thought that I would have been able to travel back to the Netherlands for work. I was just telling my section head and the other members of the team this morning that I'm surprised to see I'm back in the Netherlands because I did not perceive myself coming back to the Netherlands anytime soon. However, I am here, and I'm not just here to have fun and enjoy it. I'm here to work and make money. All right. So there are many opportunities, guys. Don't be scared. Take the risk. Risk takers always receive greater blessings or greater rewards along the way. So, all right. So don't be scared. Come visit us and let's connect.
Okay, wow. Tell them about the meet and greet for me, Eddie.
The 25th of March. So we'll be having a meet and greet on the 25th of March. That's with the cabinet of the Minister of Plenipotentiary. Hope I said that correct.
Say it right.
Try, but
At least I did it.
So basically, during the meet and greet, you're able to come. We will also have SFE will be there in partner with us as well. They'll be there. So it's SFE and the National Employment Services Center. It'll be happening in Den Haag.
Go ahead. No, I wanted to say government of St. Martin is also working on attending, but I'm not sure if they were successful in getting it done on time. They're coming with all of the job opportunities from the entire government apparatus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think in regards to what you was also saying, we also had an episode with Sayla Sis. And I think a big thing people need to, I like to say, is people need to give the island grace in regards to where we are, where we're going, and not that we can't have high expectations, but I think at the end of the day, like what you're doing now, I think a lot of people don't even realize these things are put in place. And they underestimate what all is going on the island. So I just want to say that.
Maybe you could mention the job fair, the success of it, the statistics.
We had a job fair that was last year?
Last year, November.
We partnered with about 23 to 24 companies.
On the island.
And we had about over 300 and something persons attended, and quite a bit of persons got hired on the spot.
Wow.
And we're pretty sure that would continue to grow even long after that particular job fair, because persons got the opportunity to show their skills and their competencies. We're doing one this year again, and we're going to make it bigger and better. And we're going to definitely make sure that a lot more people get job opportunities as well going into the high season. So this is something that we will continue to do as a team. The Netherlands for us was really of a spur of the moment type of initiative.
It wasn't even on the radar. It wasn't even planned.
It
just happened.
We're blessed as a team. And next few years, we're going to the States, Tallahassee. We're going to different countries as well.
Hey, what a sweet job, huh?
Going everywhere.
To continue to bring this message across that we exist and that we're here to help our job seekers and our young professionals and graduates.
Wow. Okay. Well, we definitely want to say thank you for that.
Thanks for having us.
Honestly.
So just to give you a little bit more motivation, guys, we are here for you. We're not here against you. We took this initiative, like my teammate said. It was like very, very short. The time when we received this invitation was very short notice, and we took the challenge. We went around to the different companies. We gathered some vacancies. Again, not for the sake of just having vacancies, but having vacancies that will at least support you in coming back to St. Martin, making sure that you have a job. Now, we cannot say you will have a job because we're not the companies, but we're creating that bridge for you to be connected with the companies, and therefore you need to sell yourself competently. All right? So do that, and we're only here to connect the bridge for you, and the rest is up to you.
Yeah, great.
They could actually find the vacancies on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it's the National Employment Services Center. Go on our Facebook page. You'll see the list of vacancies. I will be updating today or tomorrow with more vacancies because we understand that they want more. So
Yeah.
some more.
Need options.
Yeah, you need more options.
Options.
No, it's true because you don't want the same type of work. You want to have you want diverse,
Yeah.
And we understand that not all of us come in the Netherlands to study hospitality.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of
I
us.
didn't.
So at the end of the day, create diversity and create opportunity at the same time.
Okay, great.
And That's so nice.
Yeah, that is
Beautiful.
nice. Yeah,
That should be like it's up for that.
Yeah, like that one.
So once again, they can find on you or all other companies basically on the 22nd and 23rd of March at Hawaii, Amsterdam.
Boot
We'll link
231.
Boot
Yeah, Boot
231.
231,
Okay, that means there's a lot of boots. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yes.
And we definitely encourage everybody to come out because this conversation was very fruitful. We got answers, and you also get that clarity that I feel a lot of people need. And also remember, like, these things are scary. To move back home is scary.
It is.
And there's problems everywhere, but realize your role as being a solution to the problem. So yeah, we want to thank you guys.
Yes, we're coming.
So much for doing this, for coming after
Sure.
traveling today.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
great, yes.
Ooh, I
Reaching the
apologize
Netherlands
for
today.
the tiredness. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
likewise.
I'm sorry, my people.
I couldn't do that.
I tell you, I could talk a little more. But just to add something to that as well, like when you said how you say it's hard to take that risk and go back to
Yeah.
Martin. All four of us are proof.
That is
Yes.
All
possible.
four of us
Yes.
did.
Came back home.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Three
yes.
went
yes.
Holland, I went to New York, but all of us came back home, and
Correct,
we are
correct.
actually contributing
We
to
know.
the island.
We
So
know
we
what
know.
it's like.
We're walking proof.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is the next part of the episode is where me and Jody going to get into more our personal reasons as to why
You guys stay
she
here?
would want to stay and I would want to go
Yeah.
back.
Oh, okay.
And we
Is,
have-
is it really like that, or you're
yeah,
just
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like, I
we get
really
into
want to
the
go back
nitty-gritty.
and shoot you some
Hey.
book. And then we answering different questions. So for the viewers watching, if you want to stay tuned, be part of the
Definitely.
Russian roulette where we
Yeah.
answer questions
Nice.
about our experiences.
Yeah, we
I have
really
a
want
question
to
for you,
relate it
though.
to
You
this.
can ask me anything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So does that mean you will be attending the career fair?
No, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
she said it
Good.
was-
Okay, yeah,
We're coming for sure. We're coming for
good.
sure. For sure.
But
Had
yeah,
to ask.
Thank you for
Yes.
having us, though. It was really good, really good.
Thank
for
you.
being here and
Thank
blessing
you.
the table. This is the first time we use the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a setup in
Yeah,
the long chairs, because that's what I was coming to. Chairs.
Like,
Nah.
the
How you
table.
mean?
We would have to
Official.
show us.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, though. It's nice.
Yeah. Thank
Y'all would
you.
fall
I
asleep
love
on the
the
sofa.
elevation.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And guys,
What's
it's me, Hailey Leone.
And it's your girl Jojo Renee, and you are tuned into Bite Bullet Podcast, episode 29.
29.
We almost in
29.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. I just made 29.
Ah!
That is crazy.
Sorry.
That is
You
so
just,
crazy.
guys, she didn't only just make 29. She pulled up, guns blazing. She had the goons in the studio.
I rode man then. in it.
Yes.
Yeah. But what I gotta do before we continue?
Oh, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are new here, welcome. And for all our OGs, we love and appreciate you
Oh,
guys.
Thank you. And for all the newcomers, we really also appreciate the newcomers because we have a lot of newcomers that have found our channel recently.
And the comments
And
definitely fueling
yeah,
us.
like we appreciate all you. We hope all you like enjoy the vibes and
Yeah.
the content and the conversation. So stick around for the conversation
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
But
So how was your birthday? Come, let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed my birthday. This was honestly one of my best birthdays, I feel like, in general.
Yeah.
Just
It was
because of,
amazing.
I don't know, you make a plan for your birthday. I was thinking about it, like, I actually really like planning my own birthday.
I understand that, you know.
But yeah, sometimes it don't go how you want. But at the same time, I just be like, if it come out how I want, it would be a really great birthday. And this
Yeah.
birthday, so we didn't tell our last birthday. So I saw this TikTok where this girl, I think it was a girl talk.
Yeah, she got
She
all her
rent
friends.
a studio with her friends and they all jump on the beat and make a song. But I see it on Twitter and I
Yeah.
literally post, I'm doing this. That was like January.
And we wasn't supposed to know. And Haiti come in the studio and she was like, I got something planned for my birthday.
That was about me
And-
at my house.
Oh, yeah. And typical me was like, don't tell me we going to a studio. And she was
Guess
like,
it
how
was
you
time.
know?
She guess it was
Yeah.
time. So I find the studio. I was thinking if I should tell everybody how I find.
Yes,
But I've
please,
said on the
'cause I don't know.
podcast that I used to be on apps.
Oh, yeah.
Different apps. But the funny thing is, like, a lot of those people, like, we just cool on the gram now. Not
Yeah.
that some of them might even ever meet. So
Makes
this
sense.
one was a rapper. And I was like, yo, this is my plan for my birthday. Anywhere where I could do this? And he was like, bet, check this place.
Okay.
And I checked the place and it was perfect. Like, just the whole
It
scenery
was.
and how it was looking. So, anyway, so we pull up that day. I was like, I wasn't going to tell them to write a rap, but I was like, I should probably tell them to write the rap. So I tell everybody, Everybody was like excited for it.
Mm.
One of my colleagues, who you meet now, Asha.
Asha, we love you.
She's so sweet.
We finally get to meet Asha. And she's a ball of sunshine.
Exactly.
Yeah, like she's a good balance for the group because we a bit.
Yeah. She's so sweet. Like when you talk about genuine and sweet people in the world, like she's one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she at work, she was hyping me up that week. She's like, I read my rap. I practiced for 2 hours on the phone.
You best be ready.
And I had envisioned it, but we pull up to the studio. First of all, they give us the room that I didn't think they was gonna give us. Because it was like, it had table where we could sit on. It had, she was there.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect. Enough space, kitchen for the snack.
It was vibes.
It was everything. The table tennis.
Yup. The ambiance, the games. But then downstairs was where you had to go to record. Because I was like, people not going to feel comfortable rapping in front of everybody. Nah.
And the thing is, all my friends went downstairs to record their verse. So I didn't hear anybody's verse. And I also don't know how all your experience being down there.
Crazy. Daniela and I were shitting.
Yeah. How?
Like, we couldn't. Okay, so I'm happy Daniela and I went together because we both supported each other in the best way. Because for me, okay, guys, sorry, procrastinator. I wrote my rhyme like what?
That
day. And you need to, you have a rhyme, but you kind of need to practice your flow at the same time. So that was my chance to do it. And like, we were just helping each other because for her, she also had a part where I was like, how do I execute this? So for both of us, it was a bit nerve-wracking, but the fact that we was there together, it helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the experience of like, I had just feel like, wow, I hear recording a song.
We felt like we was about to drop an album. Like, we was like, wow, guys, sign me up.
Exactly. And I find his was Mahmoud, the guy that was
Mahmoud.
He was the biggest motivator.
He even put me on his Instagram.
Really?
Yo, he filmed me doing my rap. And then he posted it. He was like, I'll tag you. I was like, I'm on a social media detox, but okay.
Oh, I need that video.
Yo.
You have to go back to the fight. But yeah, like he was just awesome. He was just like, you sure you wasn't ever in a studio?
Yeah.
Cause this verse, I was just like, this is my first time.
He was like, these girls better than most of the man them. I sorry, Mahmoud, if I'm not supposed to say that, and these man them watching us. But yeah, no, that's what we was
given.
It was.
And yeah, hype everybody up. So then at the end of the night, we almost didn't get to record my brother,
and that would have been horrendous if we didn't.
Because it was already 11.
Yeah.
And I didn't think everybody was gonna take. I thought everybody was gonna take like 20 minutes.
Nah.
But I was like, please, we could do my brother. And then he was like, you sure you're not gonna take long? But I know my brother practiced. Like my brother practiced.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's going to do it fast.
He came prepared.
So then he called me downstairs, the producer, and he was like, you have to listen to this song. And I sit down there and I listened to that song, the ad-libs, the chorus. I mean, you would call it the bridge.
We rule the world. Yeah!
I was just like, it was like a masterpiece.
It did.
And even the producer was like, this is one of the best projects I work on. He was just like, it was so much fun. He was like, are you not doing it because you want to prove yourself as a rapper? Like, are you just genuinely here for the vibe?
Yeah.
And like enjoying it? He was like, you really have amazing people around you. I was like, thank you. And it was just amazing. I want to post a video, but I don't know if everybody comfortable, so I ain't gonna post it yet. Maybe one of these days.
But Patreon.
Yeah.
Nah, but that was an amazing experience.
It was.
And one of my goals was to get out of my comfort zone, and that was definitely out of my comfort zone. So
I feel like I was made for it.
Yeah, you was. No, she was. Are you? Haiti pulled through with a London accent. Haiti checking like, you think it's
man? I said like a road man. So my verse, yeah.
But since then,
it's on my story though. It's on a highlight.
Oh, it's on your highlight.
Yeah, if you want to listen to it, you can watch one of my
So are you check Hailey's page highlight?
Yeah.
But how you been since then?
Good. Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. We always have our how you doing?
No, I good. Just life. I feel like you always have like birthday blues ish. Like you're reflecting on everybody just have like when their birthday coming up is like you're a little anxious about life. Not your birthday. Just that like another year come. Or I don't know. You don't have that?
A little bit. I have it where it's like there's another level of uncertainty going into the year because it's like, what's in store for this year?
And I
Okay,
feel
then I
that
get
way.
it.
Like, I feel like you making another year, you reflecting on all the past years, but you're also thinking on, I make another year, like, where am I going with the next year's coming?
Yeah.
Them kind of things.
Yeah.
And I think it's not even something you're doing consciously, it just is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of, but not,
You're
yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you something. But how you doing?
Wait, no, tell me.
Yo, this is probably another story. We're going to be like, guys, I cannot believe
I'm so proud of you.
I can't believe this story.
I know a lot of people ain't peep that you just
yes.
prevent yourself from cussing. Guys, we're doing our
Retracted.
thing.
I have a new neighbor, like my next door neighbor. Not downstairs. Downstairs is forever a problem. But she moving in November, and she was just like, "Hey, I don't have no Wi-Fi. If I could lend your Wi-Fi even like for a little while."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, cool, no problem." But I have shout out to Zigo. Should be advertisement. I don't know if all providers have this, but I could log into my app and I see what all on my network.
Yeah.
So I had see if she was on. I was like, cool. Then like, I think right before I went to St. Martin, I check because this was November coming up to December. I was like, okay, I not seen her on it. I was like, it should really come off.
Yeah.
But then I also have this app where to stream from my phone to my TV.
Yeah.
So you
like
need that for
Chromecast.
iPhone. Yeah. And I always used to see dining room, 8 cameras. So I was like, oh, maybe my neighbor next door have the same app or whatever. Then a night Daniela was doing my hair, and she also keeps streaming to the living room one. I was like, no, that's not me. That's my neighbor or something. I don't know. So then last night, and I just always put music on in the kitchen. I just always turn on my JBL speaker in the kitchen. But last night, for some reason, I turned on my JBL speaker and I opened Spotify. And Spotify asked me, do you want to join Amber's session? I was like, how I... And then right we know it say, you could, anything on the same Wi-Fi could...
She's still on your Wi-Fi.
Impossible this girl. But it never do that before. So I was like, she probably gets a new TV or a new something.
Yeah.
And just had connected and then I realized that living room thing was always her.
That's
I
why.
This girl been using my free Wi-Fi
the whole time.
like 4 or 5 months now. I was like, the audacity.
I would send her a bill in the mail.
Daniela was like, send her a ticket for using half of your Wi-Fi all this time.
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
I literally went into the app, changed, and I could show you how much device she was connected on her phone.
Nah, Amber, you taking the piss.
I was just like, and the thing is, her Spotify name is her whole government name. Amber Vunder something.
Wow, we calling you out.
Was using my Wi-Fi? I was like, impossible.
That's crazy.
I was like, no, they really have people like this out here.
They do. Hello.
But Jody, come on.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
You could
5
go
months.
live somewhere new and then ask the neighbor for Wi-Fi and then just use it.
Yeah.
Like, so Wi-Fi had never... I changed my password one time.
I would have done the same thing, but I would have knocked on her door.
Really?
I'd be like, miss, explain this, please. Like, honestly, I would have sent her a bill. I would have knocked on her door with a bill.
Really?
Yeah.
You think I should? It happened last night.
Yeah, maybe you should.
I figured out last night.
Yeah. You should do it tomorrow and tell her the Lord will shun you. You best pay this right now. That's
still
fine.
mind blown and I still processing it. I just no, I can't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. When it first happened, I was like, but then I really processed it this morning and I was just like, that is insane. That is next level insane.
Yeah, but
And I
I'm
was
sorry,
like,
that is insane. Like she just was like, oh, I'm gonna use this for like a couple of days.
And then she probably got a new device now. I was like, let me also add this to her Wi-Fi.
So she active. It's not like she forget that she connected to your Wi-Fi. She just
No.
actively using it.
Yeah, and that living room thing been there. So I was like, that one was at least on my Wi-Fi because I was a Chromecast. That been on my Wi-Fi.
But she like a student or she like an older woman?
She does work. She I think she
to be honest, in this economy,
20s.
I don't put it past people. Genuinely, in this economy, I do not put it past people to
She's
do that
checking
stuff.
I could save some
Yeah,
money by using
yeah.
my neighbor Wi-Fi.
This will go towards groceries. Yeah. It's messed up, but girl.
No.
Yeah, you should confront her. That's messed up. That's messed up. You should like, I don't want to do that. Nah.
In fact, but I don't know what I'm going to do when I see her. Maybe I will. But yeah.
Yeah, be nice about it, but stand on business, girl. That's the motto for 2020. Stomp on business.
Yeah. That was wild. That was my week.
Well, that is wild. That is wild.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. You know, I didn't see you from London.
I know. I got back from London.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Let me unpack this. London was nice. Like, so where I was staying was really nice because I was across a park. And
what area you was in again?
Stratford.
Okay.
I could have walked to Stratford Mall.
The mall.
Yeah. And so I do this thing now, guys. When I go outside, I touch trees. Yeah. If I feel in it, I would hug one too. I shit you not. And it's just mainly because look, trees are the earth and I need to get closer to earth. We have shoes and clothes blocking us from touching nature. And you know that saying where they say if somebody going off, touch grass? Touch grass. Touch grass. When summer pull up, I'm going outside barefoot. That's why monks and shit. Kristen in the back like, girl, tell them.
She like, yeah.
But yeah, when summer reach, I going out barefoot. I don't care. I could breathe.
You gonna go outside barefoot?
I will. Like, I will wear slippers, but when I reach the park, I can walk on the grass barefoot. No. But yeah, so the Saturday morning, 'cause I reached the Friday evening. The Saturday morning, the weather was beautiful. So I went outside. I went to the park. They had this big tree. I just hugged the tree. Guys.
I just wonder what people thinking when you
people probably think I'm crazy.
And I was like, I wonder why would you if I see somebody.
But it's helping me on my journey in my career. We'll unpack this later.
Okay.
But yeah, so I did hugging the tree and then I walking in the park and there's this beautiful like tree with these white flowers and green parakeet birds in it. I don't know if they was parakeets, but they look like parakeets.
Yeah.
I'm there staring at these birds, and then some guy comes talk to me, Junior. Junior, if you watching this, I'm talking about you. But
Junior was definitely Jamaican.
Junior was not. He was. I ain't gonna give Junior a background, but Africa for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he from the Jamaican sides, but he and his friend was posted up like Top Boy, because how the park was set up. I was like, look at these road man. So I walk in, and he come pull up on me, but he was nice, so we just sat down. Girl, I spent like a good hour, me and Junior chopping it up. Really? We just talking. And like I tell him straight up, I say, look, you look like a road man's self. And he was like, yeah, you know, like everybody kind of have that image, but it ain't. But he said, this park do have road man though, so don't come later. I said, thank you, Junior, because I was planning to come later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was nice. And one thing I'm going to tell you, like a solo trip, I advise everybody to go on a solo trip. It pushes you so far out of your comfort zone and it makes you feel so like motivated to be in your own company and it allows you to find ways to be in your own company that fulfills you. I'm going to find something to do.
Yeah.
So what I did, I went to this virtual reality experience. You know David Attenborough? He's like the Morgan Freeman of Earth. So he also narrates. I think y'all heard him. Yeah. He have a lot of, you know the voice. You probably know the, like if you hear.
He black?
Nah, he white. Okay, he definitely white. David.
He definitely.
But I went to this virtual reality experience and I ain't gonna lie, they had a part where they had bugs and there was like a spider and you know me and my fears and virtual reality is like you really up in the bum hole. So I was like, but this ain't it. But for the rest it was nice. And then I went to a sensory deprivation tank. That's in my vision book. So it's basically a flotation tank. What it does, it looks like an egg, but they have a door that opens.
But it's like salt water.
Yeah, so they fill the water with Epsom salt and magnesium. And like you take a shower before. And from when I pull up in the establishment, it was just good vibes. The woman was from Jamaica. We was there. And she was so zen.
Oh my god.
And the place was so zen. And before I went there, I had time to spare. So I went to a Mexican restaurant. And I had like the best quesadillas I ever tasted. And the girl really liked my bookmark. I showed it to you today. If I had my bookmark, I would show you. But she really liked it. And then she started talking to me about books. It was stupid wholesome. But yeah, so I went to the sensory deprivation tank and like you shower. And then while you're showering, they fill up the tank from the reception. And then you get in the tank. And the messed up thing is I blow dry my hair before I went London because it's easier to just deal with. That went to shit.
That was gone.
That was done for. And like I got in the tank and you're in there for an hour. Now I meditate a lot. I meditate almost every day. But my average time is 11 minutes. So an hour for me, I was like, am I gonna get bored? You know, like what's gonna happen?
That sounds so cool.
Yo, so they put on meditation music for like 5 minutes and then slowly the lights start to go off and it's completely pitch black. You're just floating, you can't see, you can't hear. And I'm telling y'all, it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Imagine. I would love that shit.
I was in there. I was thinking about life. I was meditating. At some point, I was doing this in the water. I was like,
Yeah.
And when the hour was done, they played the music again. And I was like, it's done? Like, I'm going to do this monthly. They have it in Holland.
They do. Okay.
We're going together. Girl, it's so peaceful. I felt so at peace. And I was telling a friend about it. And she was like, you didn't have like bad thoughts or like paranoia or anything. I told her no. Like, I was just at peace.
Yeah.
My body
you
is
float
just...
like in salt water.
You just
like,
float. Yes.
Like
you float like...
I love that
like,
shit.
I tried to push my...
This shit.
Yeah, I tried to push my body down.
Yes.
You float right back up. You float right back up. But if you got a little cut on your body, be careful because it's going to burn. I had this little cut on my thumb. Y'all, I didn't expect that to hurt so much. But yeah, it's like rubbing salt in a wound somewhere. But yeah, this dot, I keep speaking Dutch
but
still.
I love that.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I was going to take myself out for dinner, but I was tired. So I went home, I read, and I slept. And I slept so good.
Yeah.
The hotel was really nice. It's called Rooms. And it's like, they have a stove, oven, and you get like a studio type thing. It's really nice.
It's on booking.com.
It is from booking.com.
Yeah,
and it's in an ideal spot.
Close to, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This dot. So I've been good. I've been touching trees and I've been floating.
You could float like in regular sea,
water, yeah.
But people that can't float could also float in that.
Yeah, because you don't have to. So you know how we float in regular sea? You don't put too much effort, but you still put effort. Snap here?
Okay.
In this, you don't put any effort. You have to put effort not to float.
Floating.
You just float it because there's so much salt in the water. Like, you know the Dead Sea? Everything floats to the top because it's so salty. Like, yeah, we have to do it.
But you know, that's one of my favorite things in the world, to float in seawater. Like, I have so many videos of me just floating in seawater. So I really want to do that shit.
It's so peaceful.
And then it's just dark and you can meditate.
I honestly advise people to touch trees. I advise people to go around trees more, because I also read an article that like in places where they have more trees, there's less crime and people are happier. And it's basically that level of trees carry energy from years and years and years. Yeah, facts. But yeah, like the other day, I catch somebody watching me touch the tree, and they was watching me like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, mind your business.
Yeah.
Like, I'm great. Yeah. So yeah, I've been good.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I've been good.
Yeah. So we're going to start with the questions.
Oh, yeah. Today we have Russian roulette.
Starting the questions in the beginning.
Y'all know, we have Would You Rather. That's why while you was talking, you noticed my face went, ooh. Like, I noticed you noticed me, like, panic a little bit when you saw. Oh, because, y'all, it's signed out to my Evernote. But we're back.
Oh, da.
Okay.
I didn't know this.
So, should I start with a funny one or the decent one?
Start with the decent one.
Okay. Would you rather erase your worst memory or relive your best one? Think about it.
Erase my worst memory or relive my best one?
Yep.
Erase my worst memory. I don't want, like, I feel like it's my best one because I could ever not, like, it's going to stay a memory. And, like, I have the memory of it.
Oh, I like that.
And so it's like, I don't need to relive it to experience it again, because then will it be the best one? It's like, no, I experience this again. It's not going to feel the same, and I'm not going to ruin it. Whereas, like, my worst memory, I don't need that stuff in my brain.
Oh, I've been saying shit. Is shit part of our not cussing? I don't know. Well, yeah, I said it like twice. Okay, sorry.
I don't need that stuff in my brain.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yo, you?
But for me was relive my best one, but mainly because I feel like my worst memory contributed to who I am. But there's not one worst memory. That's the thing. Like, I can't really pinpoint. I have maybe like 3. So I can't really pinpoint. But same thing with the best. Like, I have multiple best moments to relive. So I would just like pick one and be like, I just want to relive this again. Just be in that moment. But I don't want to relive it from a place of I know I'm reliving it. I want to relive it from a place of
if I know I'm not reliving it, then yeah. And it's going to go exactly how it went.
Exactly how it went.
That's hard. But at the same time, like, I have some memories that I don't need to go through.
I understand.
Again. Yeah.
I understand. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So, would you rather have Cheeto dust on your fingers for a year or have to walk around with wet socks for a year.
Cheeto dust.
Yo, that's
dang.
it. But you eating the same Cheeto dust that was on your fingers last month, eh?
They don't like grow back. Like,
Because you have to have constant Cheeto dust. It's not like you can
so
lick
you
it off.
and then it
It's
don't grow back.
constant. It's constant. The
So
when you licking it, it's still there. Like you that same Cheeto dust is not going to regenerate. As you licking it, you just licking
I
the
just
same Cheeto dust.
tasting it, but nothing coming in my mouth. I just tasting it.
I guess. I don't know. You always need
I
parameters.
it just like grow back and then I get to lick again.
I ain't gonna lie, that would be really good. But your cholesterol gonna be through the roof. But
It's like no matter how much you wash your hands, that's
yeah, it's still there. It's
but
still
wet
there.
socks for how long?
A year. I can't do the
No,
wet
give me the
socks. I
Cheetos.
can't do the wet socks.
Give me the Cheetos.
Give me the Cheetos. I agree with the Cheetos.
I would do the wet socks if I
But
live on an island.
imagine you can't wear white clothes. All your clothes gonna be cheesy. Anything white gonna get cheese on it.
But you can't
Your
live.
makeup,
You can't work.
You can't.
But you can't do nothing because I just can't work with Cheetos. All
Now
the
you're just gonna
time.
be nasty. Your keyboard gonna be
So
full
you
of
can
Cheeto
really
dust.
just get all over the place.
Yeah. I think I'll do wet socks, but you can get pneumonia if you have wet socks. So you rather get sick or you rather be dirty?
Dirty.
Yeah, bye. Yeah. Sorry for you guys.
Oh my god.
But I wonder if you're gonna smell like cheese too.
But
Yeah, no.
what are those?
Yeah.
That gonna be on your feet forever. Like how you rather yourself, yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do wet socks.
Yeah, no.
Never.
Never.
Okay, yeah. I have more, and I just want to go through all of these, but I need to save them for the next
No,
episode.
you
Yes,
can't.
yes.
No,
It's my
you
excitement.
Yeah.
But today,
Mhm.
so in spirit of a really exciting collaboration that we're doing with the
Yes.
government of St. Martin,
Because this episode is sponsored.
by the government of
Yes.
St. Martin, and thank you for being our first sponsor. I feel
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's true to who we are and what
Yeah.
we've been doing.
But it's a topic that I think both of us could resonate with, and a lot of people that just watch the podcast could resonate with
Yeah, for sure.
in regards to the questions we're about to ask.
Yeah.
So
In regards to career, in
and
regards
career, and yeah, I want to know the questions you have.
to... Okay. You could go first. Okay.
You know the colors of what you write on. Well,
Yeah, this one has the one we spoke about.
okay.
The I don't know which one it is, but I know it's on a yellow one.
If money was not a factor, what would your career look like? I feel like my career basically already says that money is not a factor.
It costs employer,
don't
I'm
pay
coming
us.
for you.
They don't pay us teachers.
Yeah, nah,
But
facts.
no, but I think it's okay. In general, the reason why I'm a teacher is because I get to be creative.
Yeah.
Like I decide what I do I think I said that before. Like I decide what I'm going to do every day.
yeah.
I don't have no boss over my head every day. They just
Yeah.
walk past my classroom sometimes, but they just like, hey, like they're really not genuinely like
They don't
telling you-
micromanage.
They're not micromanaging you. And also I working with people, children. I've always been a person that's big on just helping people grow. That's why I have a podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like my career is that far from what I would do even if it wasn't for the money.
Exactly.
I just think the getting up and going somewhere is my issue. So
I hear it.
like it's going to be in line with just being a creative and then getting paid for my work and kind of working for myself.
Yeah.
So I did I answer the question? That like it's not that it would be that different.
It wouldn't change much. However, it would just have a different, like,
structure
yeah,
of where I go in and how much time I spend into
exactly.
it.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
because I feel like being a creative means you can be creative in different ways. It might be a teacher creating lessons
Yeah.
or whatever.
And now you have
or
less
just for
pressure of
business.
finances to
Yeah.
be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
where I at with that.
Ah, okay.
You got to answer the question too?
See,
Okay.
for me, so if money wasn't a factor, yeah, I know I would be doing the same thing I do now, but mainly because, yeah, I feel like there's so much impact. I haven't spoken about what I'm doing now, and I don't want to until it needs to fully be like out there for me to speak on it. So y'all keep listening to the following episodes and you'll find out what I'm doing. But this is one of the biggest things I will do in my life, at least from where I am now. And I know what I'm doing will impact a lot of people. So regardless if money was a factor, I would still be doing it. I think I would have, like what I say, less pressure financially, so I would be more free and do more stuff. So I think career-wise, I wouldn't feel like I'm breaking my back or spending a crazy amount of hours into what I'm doing, because I guess finances would now aid in the not speed up of the process, but more efficiency within the process. I could like delegate different stuff to other people rather than putting it all on my back. So I think I would be doing the same thing that I'm doing. It would just have a smoother process to it.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like my career is me. I'm learning that more and more. Like I've made so many things. I made a food plan. I made a Bible study guide.
Yeah.
Wild. I'm selling those things.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm starting to realize. Like, I am the product in a sense, where it's like all the things I'm doing that's helping my life, I hope that I could continue to create them on a scale that helps other people's lives.
Yeah.
And I think that would always be my career.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like, just doing stuff on the side. I think my career would now involve creativity to a next level, where it's like painting and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Haiti's telling me I have a booger. This is unfiltered, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Is it gone?
Yeah. You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kristen, for changing the cameras too. But yeah, so that
I hear you.
that would basically be my career.
I mean, one day you're gonna talk about it.
I will.
Completely get that.
Yeah,
Get
just
that.
know it's gonna be lit, guys.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's out there, I'm putting it on the podcast there.
Okay. Yes.
So
You can tell.
I love how we just picking up the green because we know this. Okay, how is it for you being from the Caribbean and working in the Netherlands?
Whew. That is a good question, but you have to answer first.
Oh, you're such a twat. So I work for myself now. So I feel like I could speak from two different sides. I think when I worked for people, I definitely felt the difference in just my team and me. I would refer now to like my internship. I worked in Amsterdam at the Talent Institute. And I didn't really feel like I belonged in a sense. It was, I don't know what it is. I feel like all of them could have relate to the cold lunches and like beers on Friday.
I mean, that's all like food.
Yeah.
It wasn't even food.
One thing Dutch people do is they only eat one warm meal a day, which to me is actually wild. I think I eat only warm meals. Like my snacks are cold.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was a thing for them. Like they noticed or they would always be, I felt good sometimes too, because they would always be curious about my food. Because I really, I chop it up. But there was levels of like, it felt unnatural in a sense. But there was the biggest thing for me, I think, working in the Netherlands, not the biggest thing, but one of the most outlying ones, is they always do beers on Friday. And I never really wanted to do that because, for one, I don't drink beer. And I was seen as somebody who didn't want to
That was like
socialize.
a corporate level job.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a corporate job. And I was often seen as like somebody who didn't want to socialize. But it's like, I just didn't want to socialize in that sense. Yeah, like all y'all do is drink beer and like talk about biking and stuff. Like for me, I didn't feel like I belonged. And the funny thing is, they had one other black girl, but in the building, we worked in B building. That's the one by Amsterdam Zuid. And they have different companies working on in the same building. They had a black girl from a different company, and her and I kind of meshed. And it's just that level of like, there are similarities with some of my colleagues there, but they're very minor.
Yeah.
She's a woman, I'm a woman. You know, it wasn't on the level of relatability.
She grew up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just felt like they saw it as me not wanting to be a part of them. And I could adapt. I am a chameleon, but I don't force.
Yeah.
And if we working together, I could adapt to how we work and whatnot. But I'm not going to force myself to drink beer. Or even if I didn't have to drink beer, I could just be around y'all.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
No. I think for me, I'm gonna be very honest. I was very fortunate to always, like, I've worked with Dutch people, but like actual jobs, I've always had other cultures. Because I first started working in Amsterdam, and I don't know if we speak on the podcast, but we was talking about roots, that like my first set of job
Mervyn
was working in hotels.
Yeah.
And before that, going school was different. Like, I talk about, like, I didn't like being around those people all day at school. So when I had start work life and I had met all these people in Amsterdam, I was like, whoa, like, I love, like, there's actually people that, like, I feel like I fit in with and that get me and I get them.
Yeah.
And so funny enough, I feel like when I start working here is when I start to feel like, okay, like, I don't have to leave tomorrow.
Nah, it's not. It's not
like,
that bad.
It's not that bad. And I think I come from Groningen to Amsterdam.
It was a difference.
So that was a big difference. And then also the hospitality industry in general is just a very... And if you know Holland, a lot of people working in those industries are not necessarily always Dutch. Like,
most of the time, no.
No, of course they'd have them. Like, they have managers. They have Dutch people in the industry. But it's mostly, like, any country, the people that move here as immigrants going to take the jobs that are, like, you know, more hands-on and more practical because, you know.
It makes more sense for them.
Yeah. And also they might not have the rights or whatever to get the levels of jobs that Dutch people would have. So I was surrounded by that environment. I worked Primark in Amsterdam. And not one Dutch person. I think one.
Yeah.
And a lot of them was in the office. Then I worked Pull&Bear in Den Haag. Maybe 2 Dutch people. The rest was either Spanish or like from Portugal.
Yeah, I had a study.
Also Carolinian. And yeah, that environment is just very like thing. And I get lucky that the school I work into is just, there's the Dutch side and there's like all of us with all the cultures like Moroccan, Turkish, Carolinian, Aruban. And it's funny because sometimes there is a divide within this, but because I still have my people there,
you don't feel it that much.
However, still having to interact with them in all these places I name, it's still very much like, yeah, these are not my people.
I understand that.
Like, it's still there, but I'm happy that I have my space I could go to where I don't feel.
Yeah, but that's a good thing about the Netherlands.
Yeah.
That internship for me was only 5 months of like my full working time in the Netherlands, and the rest was what you say.
Yeah.
Because I work for Uitzendbureau, which is what you call that in English? It's basically a company that puts you to work with different companies.
An agency.
Yeah. And that was horeca, so hospitality. I met so many amazing people.
Yeah.
Most of them was Cape Verdean, funnily enough. Yeah. Shout out to Claudia. But there's so many cool people that you come across. And then with Stradivarius, I had a team of like 32 people and they had Italian, Greek, Portuguese. It was so diverse that everybody's an outsider in a sense. So you all kind of unify in your foreignness.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I think with the Netherlands, I feel like it's not that. When you work corporate, I feel like you're more experienced.
I was about to say,
yeah,
because I talk to my friends that work in corporate, and it's a different environment. Experience. So, yeah.
It really is a completely different environment.
So I would want to hear from people that work in corporate, and especially in big companies that have to deal with that all the time, like how that is for them. Because I don't think we have that experience on a day-to-day basis.
Nah. But
that's how I feel about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Next question. Being a successful woman, what problem do you face both in the journey to success and when you've achieved... Being a successful woman, what problem do you face both in the journey to success and when you've achieved certain levels of success?
Dun, dun, dun.
This is a very deep question.
It's a loaded
but
question.
Funny enough, Jody told me to read 101 essays to change
101 essays that would change the way you think.
And what is success? That's from the
Let's
book,
go,
right? Yes.
Let's go. Come.
But exactly what you say here is the journey, though.
Exactly.
So it's like the problems I face could be an internal thing, like my perspective and like battling my own roadblocks.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends. We're speaking on me.
Yeah. You could think about it.
No, but I feel like I have my answer. But it's like to word the words without having "Are you here for 2 hours?"
Fact. Like, bear with us, guys.
So I think before I start reading a lot and stuff and like really figuring out who I was, success was like a career thing, like first diploma thing, because like you come all the way to this country, it's like I'm not gonna come here and like waste time.
Exactly.
And I no offense to anybody that decided not to finish study or whatever.
No.
So it's like that was the first thing. It's like you leave the island and you have to do this. That's your first thing of success. But then you have to start thinking of like, okay, when you do this, you still have to figure out your career path. And I think how I grew up, it was always like you have to go to work.
Yeah.
And so I think the problems I faced was just how I looked at things internally. Like I don't have to do things a certain way. And wherever I get, it's going to be about the journey. Because you say it's a journey, but it's really about the journey for myself.
It really is.
And then once you get wherever you get, understand that like that's going to change. So like every year, every 2 years, like where I thought I wanted to go is not even where I want to go. And then then you end up somewhere else that you love where you are. Yeah. And then you're still looking for other things that you also still want to go. And I think in a way it's like, am I ever going to be satisfied? That's another thing you always ask yourself. But it's not the thing of being satisfied, but just like, when am I going to reach a place where it's like, okay, like,
you're successful?
Yeah, but then that's the thing. What is successful? Because everything I've done up until this point is already successful. Like, us being on this couch is a success.
Exactly.
Like, me graduating or like getting up every day to be a teacher is already successful. Yeah. You know, like
I feel like for me, I'm gonna be successful when I die. As in like
you did life.
Successful.
You succeeded in life.
Yeah. You reach that point of like you look back on everything that contributed to you being successful. These are little sucks.
That's full.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm full of sucks. And when I die, I'll be successful.
Full, yeah.
Wow. But no, basically, I feel like everything we're doing now, there's no measurement of the ultimate success. I feel like success is accomplishing something. And I feel like as we go through life, we're successful. You know, I successfully colored this picture when I was 12 or stuff like that. So it's like, as you say, it's almost like when you have a thesis and you answer in a question, but then as you go along, you realize more questions to answer. Yeah. And I think that's the same thing with success, where it's like sometimes we get caught up in the one question we're trying to answer, but we don't realize there's a bunch of other questions that we're more than capable of answering.
Or sometimes there's no answer.
Exactly.
Like you do a whole thesis and sometimes it's like
you take somebody else's reference. Simple.
But also the question you're trying to answer is like, well, it's not gonna work.
No, and it doesn't contribute to the conclusion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Love how we created a whole... I love how we joined in on this analogy.
I get it though. Like, I really get it.
Yeah. And I feel like with success, there's an unhealthy view of it right now where it's like, for one, you don't think it's wild that people pushing a luxury lifestyle in a recession? Where it's like, I feel like a lot of people pushing success being you look good, you drive a nice car, you got money. But I don't think that's success, genuinely. I think real wealth comes from good health, a level of like fitness, like you're robust, and just a level of internal awareness. And I feel like
gratitude, like you,
grateful, gratitude.
Just like you say, a level of inner awareness, but also just being content with every step of
I think that's success.
Yes.
Because I think the levels of success that people are chasing right now is for validation. I think the levels of success, like what I'm doing for me, like what I'm doing with my business and my career is for me. And I know that as it becomes for me, it will help so many around me. Because my internal, I call it my garden, and it's full of flowers that are just flourishing and adding value. And it's just a level of like, I feel like a lot of people push this whole thing of like, oh, I'm going to sell this or I'm going to start this business because it's going to make me money. It's not a level of like, this is going to contribute.
I can't find my phone.
I'm like, Katie, what's happening?
Yeah, sorry.
But it's not like a level like this is going to contribute to my life and the lives of others. And that's where I think it starts to hinder that whole process of success. She found her phone, guys.
It's going to hinder her level of success.
Yeah, I'm glad. I was losing my train, but she coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as I learn in this, I'm just starting to realize being successful has to do with me. It only has to do with me. It has to do with nobody else. Nobody determines my success, for one, and I think a lot of people should know that. Nobody determines your success. Who you are and how you choose to do things in life and what you choose to contribute to life, at the end of the day, you contribute to it. And I feel like sometimes people say, oh, but this person only doing this. And it's kind of, if you look at it, like if somebody give you 40 cents and somebody else give you 40 cents, but one of the people had $200 and the other person just had 40 cents.
Yeah.
The person who gave that 40 cents, that's a bigger value when that's all they had.
Yeah.
And I feel like for some people, they think, oh, I need to do this. I need to put in 8 hours. I need to put in 24 hours. But if all you have, especially to maintain the success within yourself, is those 4 hours, put that in and be content with yourself. Give yourself grace. Because I feel like this whole, not success economy, but this whole way of seeing it as your value is directly correlated with how much work and how much you bust your booty. I was going to say, but we're not cussing. Anyways, it's just Zonder. It's unfortunate because it's not.
But that's why I think with what I was trying to say was like, I'm going to always be, sometimes you at a place where it's like, okay, I've done this or I haven't done this, but I still looking at other ways as like, things I want to do.
Yeah.
And realizing that like it's going to be a continuous thing. So it's like you're never going to actually reach a place, I think personally, where you feel like I'm successful.
Yeah.
I think, and you talk to anybody, maybe some people do, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think like because of how critical I am of myself and I enjoy like doing things differently or just looking for new opportunities for myself to grow as a person, I don't think I'm going to ever feel like I'm going to be proud. And I think that's the difference. I think I'm going to be proud of things, but that feeling of success going to just come from like the fact that I did it and or where I am and not that I have it.
Exactly.
But I was having, what's funny? I was having a conversation with one of my uncles in the summer about like why people don't come back home to live, because he writes a book recently about everything he did as governor, and he said something that I had never think of it that way or never worded that way, whereas like a lot of people don't come back home because they don't feel proud of where they've reached yet away.
Ooh.
And that they don't want to return home because they feel like they're returning home. They wouldn't be returning home being the person that they thought they would have been when they left. So it's like a lot of people leave the island thinking like, I'm going to go up there and like do this and this and this and this and this and be successful and then be able to return back like, and I think it's something kind of like entwined with like ego and pride, but in a way is like, that's why it's like, what is success at the end of the day? Because I think a lot of people, but it was an aspect I never think of. And I think to a sense, I had it in a way, like, because I tell all you, I take long to study.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not leaving this country until I get my diploma, because who would I be to return without having that? And I think sometimes I have this thing of like, I don't feel ready to leave yet because I haven't done the things that I want to do yet. But it's not linked to like, I feel like I would be returning home as not a success. It's just something internal that like, until I do this for myself, I would feel happy enough. Like, okay, I've done all I could do in this part of my life. And then
that makes a lot of sense.
Go back. But we recently asked a poll on Instagram. We asked people basically how they feel about...
Oh, wait, we have a question for that.
Returning home? Okay, you can ask a question. Then we're going to tell the answers from the poll.
Yeah. But I
We
wanted
want
to
us-
touch on the whole success thing, like what it means. Because I think success, you could coincide it a little bit with love. Well, it's not the same thing, but you see how you could grow more and more in love? I feel like that's the same thing with success. You grow more and more in success. So you, from getting a job, from moving to the Netherlands, from even starting a study, like I see myself as successful.
Yeah.
I genuinely see myself as successful, but I feel like it's something that continues to grow. Just like I could see myself in love with somebody, but I will continue to grow because you're going to unlock new levels of new levels of success. Now when I think of levels, I think of what he said. But you're going to continue to unlock new levels of success. That's why I don't feel like success is a definite term. It's also like love. People have their own definitions for love and how they move and how they act. And I think it's kind of the same for success, where it's like not one specific thing defines success.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like it's on a spectrum of it will always grow until I die.
Yeah.
That's why when I say I'm successful when I die, is because all of that now compiles into that one big success that is me.
Yeah.
But I can't miss the other successes along the way, because that's when you get lost in the end point. But you actually missed all the little points of success.
Yeah.
So
I get you.
yeah, that's what I want to add. So
Yeah.
it's me.
You have to get a question.
By the way, I put this as a woman, and we didn't even mention anything as a woman, because it was like kind of having success as a woman.
I don't know if it's a difference. Because like I get that on the journey of success, there's certain things because we talking career wise.
Yeah.
Because there's also a thing as a person, like who you want to be as a person. But I feel like that's a whole lot of conversation.
That is a whole. Maybe we should do that for another episode. Because that is a whole other conversation.
Because I think men also relate to the career thing of like, what is success really for themselves.
So to go home, or not to go home, we know my answer.
Yeah, we have very opposed opinions.
But I understand why we could though. Because I also could see myself living in St. Martin, and I love my island, but it's too small for me to live in.
Yeah,
especially where I'm at now.
So home is simple. You mean home is Sabre, but you can see yourself more St. Martin.
Like SM is so. I have 4 homes.
Yeah,
but SM is so my second home because I've been going to St. Martin from since I was small. I more have a SM accent than a Saban accent. That says enough. But just in general, I feel like for me it was an easy decision, mainly because I've always said I will go Sabre when I retire, because I see Sabre as the most beautiful place to retire on. It's quiet, it's full of nature, and it's just easier. But in terms of going home, we have very opposite views on this. But I just feel like the fact that we have so much technology now, and the fact that I'm learning so much in such a big environment, and I feel I'm able to put myself in so many situations where I continue to grow and learn. I don't feel like I have that same experience home, mainly because I feel there's a cap on it due to the size of my island. And that's why I feel like it makes sense that we have opposing views, because I come from a place where it's 5 square miles. And yes, you could say, oh, it's how you view it, but you could discover the island in like 3 days, maybe a day.
But some people feel this way from St. Martin too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just that level of me that's like, I could do so much more by discovering and putting myself in new situations that could contribute so much more to my island that I don't feel like I could do there because of that cap of just experience. You could only experience so much with 2,000 people. But here, I'm exposed to, for one, the ability to travel much easier. So I'm exposed to millions of people. I'm exposed to millions of experiences. And the fact that I'm able to use technology to still contribute to home, but that I have the privilege of traveling home, like hopefully in the future much more often, makes me feel at peace with not going back home. And I love home as a luxury. Yeah. I love looking forward to going back home. Yeah.
Yeah. You said on the episode, with sure.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody about that. That like, because I had said on the episode, like, for me, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
That like,
your bag's been packed.
Mentally. But also that like, the going back home is also a depressing thing for me, in the sense of like, because when I go there, I want to stay. So it's like, when you have still the luxury of going back home, it's like, to me, I just look at it as like, it's actually like this, like, what is it? It's like this actual depressing thing of like, I actually want to be here, but I can't be here right now. So it's like, I don't have the feeling of looking at it, like, I love going back home. Yeah. But there's no way going to come with a whole leap of emotions of like, why I can't stay. And, and that's how I just look at it. But for me, and I think I tell you this a long time ago, that like, I grew up in just a very close-knit family, and I never talk about like, I've said like Elby Scott is my great grandfather, but I come from a very nationalistic family. Okay. So I was really thinking about it the other day there of like, why I so connected to it. I think it's because from small I had like family members I was just very big on like, St. Martin is your country. Yeah. And so it's like, you have to you have to be a part of it and build
Plus your family members, governors,
yeah, but
teachers.
that's to show you that is a reflection of like the line of people I come from.
Exactly.
That they're just very passionate about like contributing to their country.
Yeah.
And so I've grown up with those people around me all the time, and it's just so it was to me always inspiring to see, because my mother was also a teacher, but she also did a lot of work, like, and she still does for like her association and stuff. Just contributing to the children, and seeing her as a teacher, like that she teaches so much children that on the island, and it's crazy that like some of them like even in their 30s, 40s now, and it's just I don't know, just that sense of connectiveness. I
understand.
I had get it from small, and I think that's something that can just never leave me, and so that's why I just feel so passionate about like that I want to go back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not being there and actively contributing to my country is just something that's in me.
Yeah.
I remember we had went to the radio interview. He had said, he was like, it's in your blood. And I was like, I just feel it. I just really feel like it's in my blood. And so that's why I just be like, I really have to go home at a certain point. And I don't think I'm going to ever be happy if I don't. Like, I've come to that realization. And then, but then the conflicting thing is just that, like, what I was saying before, I've come to realize what success now. But like, at the time, like realizing that like I don't feel like as a person, I'm not going to be happy going back until I've like exhausted all my options.
It's true.
On this side of the world, and be able to say like I've at least tried.
Yo, are you run up this podcast so Haiti could stay?
But I'm not. I just tell you, I'm really not gonna stay here. But like, not even with not like we could figure this shit out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People feel like when they leave or when they're planning to go back home, it means in the immediate future. But that's the thing where it's like, if you like, I don't see myself going home within 10 years. If you could see yourself going home, that doesn't mean you have to go home in 2 years or 3 years. You just know the end goal is for you to reside where you come from.
But the thing is tricky, because it's like the thing is then you also have your parents like getting old. So then to me it's like to say that I'm not going back within 5 or 6 years is like, I don't know how they're going to be physically if I don't go back in 5-6 years, and then I miss out. This is also really having a really deep conversation, because my mother can watch this, that like
we've been vulnerable.
Yeah, like it was really clear in my mind that like they basically missed the last 11 years of my life. Not that they miss it, but like they're not here physically. Yeah, constantly. And I also not there with them like going into retirement, and they're gonna be home every day now. Okay, almost just now. Yeah. And I'm not there for that. And then it's like this fear of like, eventually your parents not gonna be on the earth, but it's like I wasn't even there for like the last years of then I want that to be part of my life journey, but also theirs. I hear like it. I want to have that. Yeah. So it's like that's why the time thing also just play with my mind and my conscious. But I also just don't know when at the same time, So that's where I'm at with that. But I was saying something before with the success thing. I was going to say that like until I exhaust all my options up here or whatever, that I would feel good going home. But now I kind of forgot what I was going to say, because I forgot.
Sorry. What I was going to say is like cool to kind of see where all your like, she got it, guys, she got it. I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, no, maybe he was going to say that, because I think I was going to say that like I also used to feel like, but what I could do there too, especially as a creative. But it's funny, like a lot of my friends gone back now. Yeah. And a lot of them working in the creative space. Exactly. That I see them like, but even the thing with traveling, like they're also traveling. I also want to travel the Caribbean. Yeah. Like they always on vacation in the Caribbean or other places. Some of them even come back Holland in their vacation. So it make me see that like it is possible, and they're not necessarily feeling trapped or limited and stuck, and that like people living the life that you would hope you get to living on an island.
And it's true. I feel like the benefits I see for myself, you can also see for yourself in a different light. Yeah. But everywhere it is kind of possible. It's just how you kind of go about it. What I was going to say is like, you could tell how we grew up contribute to how we see things, because both of my parents moved away from where they come from, and now they still on like they on Sabre. Yeah. And they built their family there and everything like that. But I'm also grateful that I have the privilege of seeing my parents. They come in next week.
Yeah.
Like, I see my parents quite often.
Yeah.
And my parents are, daddy don't kill me, but they are old.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that level of, like, I think the fact that I get to see them, and I don't know, that just, they showed me the example of what I also want, in a sense, because they both left. My mother left at 26.
Holland, you mean?
Yeah, to go to Sabre.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of have that trend in the family. And for you have a close-knit family in St. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I had my mother and my father.
Yeah.
So it's different. Whereas, like, now I feel like that family I have here, in a sense, where with the people around me and the people I'm meeting too, I kind of get that feeling. So I think you have more to tie you back home. And I don't feel like I have as much other than my parents.
Yeah, I get that.
So I feel like our experiences, a lot of people can relate on both sides.
On board.
And it's just, I just enjoy this conversation of just having that difference.
And I hope people also enjoy it. But I was also thinking of my father, because I used to think of my father too. Like, he didn't grow up St. Martin, and his whole family live in America. So they also, but I didn't grow up with that side of the family.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, it would be different if I did, like, with a family that was living abroad already from the place I would be from.
Exactly.
How that would have been, and if it would have been different.
Because that's exactly what I had.
Yeah.
I would go St. Lucia to see my family. I would go Suriname to see my family. And I would come Holland to see my family.
Yeah.
I never was in a place where I would go next door to see my family.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the difference for me, where it's like, I still feel like that played such a big role in how I see it now. Whereas, like, I just feel like my family is abroad.
Yeah.
And family is the biggest thing for me. So going back home, I see myself contributing to home, but I see myself going back home with my family that I've created abroad, in a sense. Like when I find my husband and we have children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a dog, maybe.
That's another discussion. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I get that.
Okay. Last question.
This is for me. Okay. What struggles are you facing now in your career?
Wait. The poll.
Yeah.
The poll.
Do you want to finish this?
Oh.
We keep plugging in this poll. We not get into the poll.
Yeah, guys, the suspense. We suspending, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Finish the question.
What struggles are you facing now in your career? I think we've had a lot of conversation today about just, like, knowing that you don't want to. I realized I've never been happy doing just one thing.
Yep.
And so, like, in a place of figuring out, it's like, do I want to teach forever? It's like, I know I don't want to teach forever, but what else could I do next to that? But then even in my career, it's like, teaching is such a complex thing. So I have what was the question?
Was the struggles you
struggles.
face?
They have so much struggles within teaching that it's like, I also just feel limited, and like, I want to teach children that just love being there, and these children don't love being there.
I hear that.
Like, the type of school I'm in, they don't love being there. I want to, like, so it's like figuring out how to figure out my professional career.
Yeah.
And just as a person, what else I would want to do on the side and how to juggle it. That's
Makes
my
sense.
struggles right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could bring it back to the hugging the trees.
Yeah.
For me, I think my main struggle was putting myself out there, because I was so, and I still have it a little bit, but I was just so worried about what people see or think. Because even with this podcast, you realize any and everybody will create an image of you, and you just have to come to terms with there will be millions, billions of versions of you, and you have no influence on that in a sense. You could just be you. However, how people perceive you is literally on them.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that always used to be something that I grappled with, because I always used to feel like I operated from a place. Y'all, okay, this is wild. Confessions. When I was younger, I always used to think like I was being recorded. Like, I used to operate.
Like prank?
No.
Punks, I mean.
Like, you know when you think of like aliens are real or something, and you think you're in a simulation.
They're watching us. Yeah.
Yeah, I always used to
that.
think that I was being watched. Sometimes, like, when I would go take a shower, I'd be like, I wonder if, like, in school, my whole class is watching me shower on a projector. This is the wildest.
You know what's funny? I come to realize everybody does have the same thoughts.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to have that a lot.
Yeah.
I just had to plug that in there. But I feel like that kind of affected me in a sense that I feel like I was living for other people to a level. And I feel like with my career, it's really important that I know myself and I unapologetically execute what I'm doing on that basis, on that foundation. And that's why now I hug trees. Like, I feel like doing something stupid in public helps you get over yourself. Because that was my struggle. I need to get over myself.
Yeah.
I want to do content creation that I would speak about on this. I want to be somebody who puts up a tripod and doesn't feel cringe because people are watching me put up a tripod. And I haven't done that fully yet. I have. But I still feel cringe. But the trees are helping me because I feel like that's cringier.
Yeah.
And it's because I attach so. But you see, the thing is,
it's like I love it though.
No, girl. Even if you say it is, I still gonna do it.
No, yeah,
but you see, the thing is, it's cringier in other people's eyes. But for me, because it has so much meaning, I love it. Like,
no, I mean, like in a general sense of things, like some
Nah,
people
I know.
would feel putting up a tripod is less cringier than hugging a tree.
Honestly.
But at the end of the day, like I find it's all like dope.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, so for me, that's the biggest struggle. And I think it's an everyday struggle. I think it will continue to be a struggle to a certain level. I think I won't always, but there will be parts of me that's thinking, oh, this person probably watching me and thinking this. But that's just a reflection of what I'm thinking of myself.
Yeah.
That's one thing I have to tell myself. Like, if you think that is cringe, or if you think that other people gonna think is cringe, it's because you think it's cringe.
Yeah, your
Snap,
perception of the situation.
Yeah, your perception of what anybody else thinks is literally coming from you.
Yeah.
So it really could not be a possibility.
And nobody thinking on you.
Exactly.
I literally read that line today in the book.
Yo. By the way, guys, 101 essays that will change the way you think will change the way you think. Like, it's a really good book.
Yeah.
And the courage to be disliked.
Oh, you gotta finish it and let me know how
That's
it
a really
is.
good book.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no.
so that's
I
it,
get
basically.
that. I was thinking also though, as a creative though,
Yeah.
I do get that like the struggle. I've come to realize that as a creative means that whenever I feel like creating, I can create, and when I don't feel like and I'm not inspired, I'm not going to.
You can't force
and I can't be
yourself.
so critical on my work, you
Yeah.
know. And that's kind of also still it was a struggle in the beginning,
Yeah.
but now I just like I'm going to find my ways to create when I create.
Exact.
But yeah, we ask Instagram.
Yes,
We're gonna
the
finally
poll,
get
guys,
to the
the
poll.
poll.
Because we ask, basically, after studying or living abroad, where do you stand when it comes to moving back home? And the responses are pretty, I would say, equally divided. Of course, my bags, we had 3 options. My bags are already packed mentally. Have 37%. I'm on the fence. Not sure has 31%. And me have to stay off foreign. I'm good. 32%. So they all in the 30s.
I was a bit surprised still.
I wasn't. But why
I
you
thought
wasn't
more people would
surprised?
want to go home.
But why?
Mainly because I think even growing up, we always drilled with that thing in our head of like, you go abroad, you study, you get the tools necessary, and you come back and contribute to your island.
Yeah, I did, but I do know that the island suffering brain drain. So it's like I know that the problem is that people are not coming back home. So it's funny. I just find it was funny to see like the people in our generation like being the ones that are also now we seeing who the ones are not going to come back. And
Facts.
like I feel like when I was growing up there, they used to talk about people are never coming back home. And then everybody in my surroundings used to be like, yeah, we're gonna come back home.
Yeah.
And then like people go abroad now and it's our generation is like, I'm not coming back home.
No.
You know? So it was more so like it's funny to see who's saying it.
Oh yeah, could we see y'all?
No shade. Like it's kind of was like, okay. I could see that you would stay here. That's so funny.
No, but even when Haiti was going to the poll, she was like, but this person not even here. How they want to stay here?
A lot of people say they're gonna go back home, but they're already home. And I'm just like,
well,
I know you're
maybe
gonna go back home.
they're just speaking from a place of like, this was my mindset and I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean with like, I wasn't meaning shit. I just mean like, I could tell a lot of people like, what you doing, like whether it's here or America or whatever, I could see that you would want to continue doing that here.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of people like live different lives to like what I live on the island.
Facts.
So it's like, I could be like, oh yeah, I get it, you know?
And a lot of people had some reasons, like some proper reasons.
And so I want to read some of the reasons.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons that I was like, a lot of people don't even think about too, is that this person say, because I from St. Martin. St. Martin is not up to the times. I have a child and I want the best for them,
Mm.
meaning like the educational system.
Mhm.
And I know somebody also, like, I was having a conversation with somebody recently, like, the child have autism, and it's just like to move back with a child that's autistic
Exact.
is not in the cards for them. And
Which
so
makes
they
sense.
also say St. Martin is not what it used to be. As a same-sex married couple, the same rights are not afforded to me as they are hetero couples.
Mm.
That's something I think people don't think about also with the island. Just, you know, sorry. As
No, you
somebody
good.
that, you know, gay, it's hard to move back.
Exactly.
But also if you have children. And somebody was like, this cut me up because I read it in her voice. I packed my bags and let someone else pick up my diploma and send it to me. I didn't stay a day longer in NL than I had to.
Yup.
Not having to be away for work. I booked my ticket the after my last work assignment. So basically back to the thing of like, she doing well enough that she just booked her vacations when
Exact.
she ready. But she was gone from the time she got her diploma. Then this person say, the cost of living versus salary.
Mm.
And government makes a lot of people unsure of going home, which I get, but I hope the conversation that we just had with the government of St. Martin really show people that there is a lot more going on the island than we realize.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people really struggle, and I think I also really struggle with like the salary pay. Of course, people think on the euros versus kilos or dollars. And like, is it worth, you know, going back home if you're not going to make enough money? So I think there's so many different things, but yeah.
It's up to you to kind of navigate that. Because I feel
Mhm.
like you could also contribute.
Mm-hmm.
You could also create a new stream of income in a sense. You know me, optimistic and stuff.
Exactly.
But yeah, find what you could do and maybe see how you could build your own
Mhm.
thing that could add to
Yeah.
that.
But also it was funny because I think the conversation we had today show people that like a lot of people going through the same thing and the struggles
Yeah.
and the thought process of like figuring it out as a person, but just also the big question of like what to do from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we hope this conversation helped you guys. We hope the
Yeah.
multiple conversations that we've had on this couch helped you all in any doubts you had about yourself, any fences you need to jump over.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't
yeah,
stay on the fence.
Don't stay on the fence.
Yeah.
But we appreciate y'all. If you haven't done it yet, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and share.
Like, you know.
If you had the conversation with your friends recently, tell them watch this episode.
And thank you guys for
Yeah.
6,000 followers
Yeah,
on
on IG.
Instagram. Oh my gosh. You know how crazy that is.
insane.
And all you need to stop coming in my DMs telling me small school. Like, genuinely, like, really, stop it. But nah, we really appreciate you guys. Everybody who's new here, everybody who's from the Caribbean who really is here for the vibes that we offer. Thank you so much for the
Big up
motivation.
yourself.
Thank you so much for the support. And we gonna catch y'all bi-weekly on Tuesdays.
Bye.
Deuces.